What's up, guys? I'm Isaac. That's Back Road Harley-Davidson here in Raleigh, North Carolina. And today we've got a 2006 V-Rod for your pre-owned bike of the week. Now, this is a pretty interesting bike because the V-Rods are pretty polarizing, some would say. Some people love these bikes, and then some people not so much. But if there's one thing that people on both sides can agree on, it's that nobody can really argue with the power that these bikes put out. Because essentially what you got here is a liquid-cooled drag bike ready for the street. So stick around for our video today where we're going to go over some of the cool features on this V-Rod and why these bikes are a lot cooler than you might think. So today we've got a pretty snazzy 06 V-Rod. Now this bike's got a pretty fancy flat orange custom paint job done to it. You do have the mini bars, and then you do have these underturned mirrors, some floorboards, and some ladder pipes. So this bike does sound pretty good. So it's relatively comfortable and overall not a pretty bad ride. Now the V-Rods were made between 2001 and 2017, and they were pretty unique compared to the other Harley-Davidsons offered at the time, because these motorcycles are ran with the Revolution V-twin motor with dual overhead cams, and it's liquid cooled. And to help make this bike even easier to throw around, it actually has a pseudo gas tank, so this is really just sort of an airbox cover, and then the gas tank on this bike is actually right underneath the seat, so very similar to the Nightster that you see today. Everyone I know that's ridden these bikes say they're pretty easy to whip around and they make excellent power. So pretty excited to see how this bike performs for ourselves today. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and throw a helmet on and give you guys a quick walk around on this bike and then go ahead and send it on the streets. All right, what's up, guys? So today we've got the 06 V-Rod. So super cool bike, very unique, lots of fun stuff to go through on this guy. It is very toasty on this June day here in Raleigh, North Carolina, so we're going to go through pretty quick. Lots of fun features. So far as performance goes, awesome motor. You've got that Revolution V-twin motor, dual overhead cams, liquid cooled, and as hot as it is today, we're going to see just how cool we can keep this motor. And it does have the little fire department embroidery on the back because this bike is hot. Cool things with it, it does have dual brakes up in the front as well. It's got these gorgeous chrome rims, lots of good mix of chrome and things like that on it. I'll show you some of the quick things here. So like I said, it is a very different motorcycle, so you do have the fun things here with the little circle keys. So we want to, I mean, obviously that would be off, but if you want to do the fuel, you just turn that, lift this up, then you've got your fuel tank. So bring that up, locked in, good to go. So if we want to go ahead and start this thing, we will push that in, turn to ignition, and when it's in ignition, that kind of locks key in, so you don't have to worry about the key flying off. So again, hit this on run, fire it up. Oh yeah, you can see it's good to go. So the cool thing with this display, you see we've got our RPMs, our fuel, and our miles on the bike, so pretty cool there. We've got our mirrors here. This person was diehard Harley-Davidson that had this bike, and so they've got the little objects and mirror art metrics. So, because this bike can scoot. We do have our tag right here, which we'll put the dealer tag on here in a second. Yeah, lots of chrome, big belt. Cool design on this thing overall. So let's go ahead and throw our leg over and ride it. Go ahead. Actually, we'll let you hear it right quick first. Let's hear these pipes. So, oh yeah, this sounds good. Be ready to go. So, throw our leg over and get this thing on the road. All right, let's go ahead and see what this thing's got. All right. All right. So, floorboards are pretty nice. Gives you some nice comfort here. Oh yeah, little mini apes. Oh yeah. This thing's not bad at all. Pretty smooth, dips right on in there. Alright, so we are finally in the breeze now. We can breathe a little bit. So, pretty happy here. Everybody's saying, see what this thing's got. I'll say the floorboards are pretty cozy right there. The bars they could roll back a little bit, be a little bit more comfortable for me. But let's see if we ever get a break in traffic here. Everybody's on the road today. Alrighty. Let's see. loud pipe, I'll give it that. Certified race motorcycle. So it is a little bit of a clamshell position on this bike. It almost feels like it should be leaned forward a little bit more. But boards give you a lot of room to move around on. So you've got a lot of positions you can choose from on this bike. It's kind of nice. So yeah, she's holding up pretty well on the rougher parts of the road, I'll say. Smooth transmission on. So overall, not too bad, not too bad. So let's see how the old girl here does on the highway. So you can see the RPMs there on the left. Seems like we're supposed to be in a much higher RPM on this thing. Let's see if that's the case. See why they got you leaning forward on this thing. Because this thing will go get it. Yeah. Objects in mirror are metric. Still cracks me up. So it's a simple bike, but yet so complex. Ooh, a nice little rumble on the deceleration. I like it, I like it. So, quick, straight lines, pretty good. It hold straight, hold smooth. So, I mean, that's not bad at all right there. Let's see what we got. Oh yeah, it's bright peachy color. Everyone's like, dang, who's got the V-Rod? We've got the V-Rod. I feel like when you're driving a V-Rod, you never forget how to act. So, it's smooth though, I like that. Handles pretty well, handles pretty well. So these, I see why these things have such the cult following that they do, because these bikes are, they're different, but they're fun. Different, but they're fun. You know, they hold in there pretty good. They've got a much larger RPM range than most Harleys can comfortably do, so you can kind of rev it up a little bit higher and see how it does there. Let's see. It's nice display. I mean, you got your fuel range here, you've got the RPMs, and you've got your speed, which our speed apparently goes up to a aggressive 150 miles an hour. We're not going to quite be seeing how it does there, but let's see how it does in a little bit lower ranges. Yeah, pretty good. So we've got got our fuel range there. We've got the button underneath that we can cycle through. So we can see our clock, miles on it. Just over, it's about 7,600 miles on this bike. So plenty good to get broken into. Trip A, Trip B, our fuel range. So I'll leave it on the clock right there. Leave it on nice social construct of time to remind us. Yeah, let's see. Man, so far it's handling really well. The dual brake's up in the front. It's got really good stopping power, which is good. I mean, if you're going to be putting a lot of power into a bike, you definitely want to be able to control it and stop it. Okay, this bike will pull you. That's surprising. These bikes, so these bikes are fun. I take back anything I've said about them. I'm quickly being converted on this bike. Wow. Let's see. I see why it needs drag assist. The forward riding position makes a lot more sense now. I'll give you that. Let's see. Honestly, it doesn't sound bad. It sounds kind of that muscly to it. Which, I mean, if you're on a bike that's made to look like a drag bike, you know, you might as well. But what we want to know is, you know, if it's a drag bike, but can it lean? That's a pretty important question because it's a motorcycle, so you got to be able to lean it a little bit at least, right? And it's doing it pretty well. So it's very responsive on the throttle too, I'll give it that. At all. It's just very, very interesting with the RPM range. Says, you know, it feels, you get to a certain point where you feel like you're supposed to shift like you would on a standard Harley, but then, you know, you're only like hardly a quarter on the throttle. So go ahead and get on, and that's where this bike's power really seems to be on. So up in that higher RPM range, I mean, it seems to just open this thing on up. So it's got good braking power, good forward power. No complaints on this thing. Maybe a little bit lower bars, a little bit different seating position, wouldn't be bad at all. Yeah, no, it does have the little thumb set cruise control right there, but we're not going to mess with that today. Let's see. Yeah, so these bikes were discontinued in 2017. It had many people kind of wondering why, but Harley-Davidson seemed to go. The replacement for this, some would kind of say that the breakout was sort of this bike's replacement. It was a longer raked out walkie 8 Softail. They're pretty cool. They had a very aggressive look to them, just with that long rake. They looked like they were pretty fun. Just the only problem with them was a lot of people didn't like the rake. They didn't like how they handled with that. They weren't quite as responsive as many people were used to. But people just weren't used to it, and it took them longer than they wanted to get used to it on some of them. But some time in the saddle, and for a bike that looks like that one, it's well worth it. Well worth it indeed. This bike surprises me. I mean, that pull you feel on it is incredible. That's good. I mean, that was only 6,000 RPMs on it. slick. It's good. Very satisfied with this thing. But yeah. So a lot of people said the breakout was kind of its replacement, but it just didn't catch it on as well as the V-Rod. People are just kind of known to fall in love with it, and now I'm kind of seeing why. It's liquid cooled, so I mean, it's going to be able to handle, you know, some Raleigh traffic, that sort of thing, a little bit better. Yeah, turning's not bad on it at all. I mean, it's a little bit different, but not bad by any means. Kind of dips into the turns, pretty well. Let's see, let's slow on down for the school zone. This bike's very different, but you can't argue with that performance on this thing. Kind of move our feet back on the floorboards a little bit on it so we can ride it more. Some mids on this would be good. I think mids would be good. Maybe some lower drag bars. You know, I'd say go ahead and, you know, just literally lean into the whole drag bike thing on it. You know, give us some lower drag bars. Maybe give us some mids, that sort of thing, so you're more on top of the bike, laying on it, you know, kind of dress it up more, a little bit more like something that's meant to be ridden aggressive, because just the way, the little bit I've seen so far here, it feels like it's supposed to be ridden aggressively. This thing feels like it'll just blast off a green light there. Now, as far as bringing it up in the twisties, some mountain roads, some switchbacks, I'm not 100% sure what you'd be getting into there. I mean, obviously, I'm sure you can just slow down a little bit and you can take them, but I'm not sure what would be kind of this bike's limit there. So, with those floorboards, it definitely has a very short limit, I'll say. Definitely, you'll scrape those a little bit quick. See, ooh, there's a car here this time. It's light. Actually, it might change for us pretty quick. Oh yeah, this is a fun bike. Yeah, that's kind of got that pseudo gas tank. How warm is it? It's really not that warm. Staying pretty cool. It's hot of it. Maybe it's just so hot out here everywhere that I can't even tell the road's hotter than the motor. Maybe. Yeah, this thing's pretty fun. I'm having fun on this bike. Kind of want to ride it a little bit longer. Let's see. So you've got your pretty basic Harley controls up here as well. This makes me want to go ride the new Nightster, I'd say. That's don't hate me for saying it's the new version of the V-Rod. It's not. It's a Sportster. But it does share a lot of similarities with this, just in how they perform, I'd say. What they were saying. But I want to say this bike was getting around 115 horsepower. Hit about the 4,000 RPM mark, you better hold on. That's the truth right there. I mean, not the most responsive, but, or at least so far as, you know, kind of dipping in and handling. But as far as on the throttle, hold on tight is all I'll say. Your reward. Let's see. Yes, this stale green light. It's pretty smooth too. I mean, minimal vibrations. I mean, obviously you know it's on. It's a pretty loud pipe, so we really know it's on. Oh, nice red light run, or stoplight run there, my guy. So let's see that rumble deceleration. Nice, appreciate it, my guy. Let's see here. Alrighty. Cool. Sounds good. Are we gonna do our hill climb test today? I think so. Let's see what kind of torque she's got. Right up that hill there. I was so confused for a second there. I was like, oh my gosh, why is that guy right there? Yeah, so it's drag bikes. It feels like you should just be laying on the tank, getting ready to run it out here. The seat's pretty good. The seat keeps you in a really good spot. It's got just enough of a little step up there to keep you in it. RPMs, you know, it's pretty good, but then once you just give it that flip, she's going, she is coming for it. So, I'm a big fan of the kind of, that like racy exhaust on it. It just seems to fit it very, very well. Bike that could be driven very, very aggressively, that's for sure. So it's pretty good. Obviously we're not going to drive it too aggressively because there are rules and regulations out on the road and we're on camera, so won't do anything too crazy on this thing. But yeah, this is a bike, this thing can get you in trouble pretty fast, but you're gonna have a lot of fun with this thing. Holy cow. Bike will keep up. So the styling's just very, very different. It takes a lot of kind of getting used to, but it's not bad at all. Oh yeah. So check it out. Check out the V-Rod. Come by and see us. Throw a leg over this bike. But to really see how it does, you gotta ride this thing. You gotta ride this thing to know that it is a motorcycle ready to party. Man, I see we've got a, I don't know, one wheel or something. Let's see. Scooter gang. So we'll go ahead and bring this bike on into the back here and go ahead and park this thing on back inside. Yeah, this thing is so much fun. You got to come out here and ride this thing and see what it's like. You know, take it for a good little loop, and I think that they don't have a better idea of why these things are so exciting. I mean, they're just, oh my gosh, this thing is a blast. So much fun, so easy to ride. You know, obviously it's gonna, since it is a much larger wheelbase, so it is gonna take a little bit of time to kind of get used to how that works and handles, but I mean, you'll have no problem with it at all. This thing's a ton of fun. It's not top heavy at all, because like I said, you know, it's the gas tank's down low, everything's pretty low. But yeah, this thing is a rocket ready to rock and roll. So be sure to come by here at Tobacco Road Harley-Davidson, Raleigh, North Carolina, and see us. And thanks for watching, and we hope to see you soon.